Welcome to Traveling Adventures, your quest for love. This show is for singles searching for the perfect lifelong partner. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and let us go ahead and begin, shall we? So, today's country is Portugal, Portugal. What can I say? Spain's famous next door neighbor. Really cornered off there with the Atlantic, but we're going to go into the good and bad candidates if you're interested in a Portuguese man or woman. And as always, what we do on this show, in case you're new, we go over the good men and women of Portugal first. So with that said, let's go ahead and have a look. We'll be starting with the Portuguese women. And they don't have to necessarily be in Portugal. It could be in your neck of the woods, as always, just in case you don't know. All right, so Portuguese women, what makes them so special? Her strength is her main allure. Her calm in a crisis is more attractive than any outfit. You want a partner who can't be shaken. All right, so we got a strong start. She shows love through acts, not words. A perfectly cooked meal, a mended shirt. These are her love letters. Her care is her passion. That's always sweet and always welcome. In intimacy, she is a warm, receptive harbor. Sex is about deep connection and emotional safety. It's less about wildness and more about a profound, welcoming closeness that feels like home. Well, there's nothing wrong with being wild. I always say you can always have it both ways. Why not both? But, it's understandable. I mean, I really like that, the closeness that feels like home. So, pretty chill when it comes to romance. She has a slow burn sensuality. It's in the way she listens intently. Listening is always important. Or the way she touches your arm. Her desire builds quietly and is rooted in trust. Well, isn't that really romantically stated? I really like that. Her loyalty is absolute. Once committed, she is your bedrock. She expects the same fierce, unbreakable fidelity in return. Absolutely, very beautifully stated. A man has to be just as sensuous as the woman, but obviously retaining his masculinity. It's always two different versions in a relationship. There's the female power and the male power. They share commonalities, but they both have, obviously, their own sex appeal. You can't have one acting just like the other. It's not exactly the same, but the principles remain the same. She finds beauty in the everyday struggle. She'll sing while working and find humor in hardship. Her spirit is resilient and poetic. All right, we have a lot of good positive qualities that you want to look for in a Portuguese woman here. She is radically resourceful. She can create a feast from very little. With her, you feel like anything is possible because she makes so much from so little. Yes, you have to be very creative. She communicates in a silent language. All right, so body language. A look, a sigh, a certain posture. You learn to read her. Her silence is more important than her speech. Well, I disagree with that. Why not both? Once again, I have to interject that. I believe silence is weakness. There's a time to be silent. Okay, I get it. Body language only. But when you have to speak up, you need to speak up. So speech is not always bad. She is the guardian of tradition. She holds the family together, keeps the rituals, and builds a home that is a sanctuary against the world. All right, yes, we have a very abundant care for the domestic life, as always. She builds forever. She builds for forever. That's kind of an awkward one. Her goal is a legacy, a family, a home, a story that outlives you both. All right, so kind of a poetic way of describing things, but we have a lot of important qualities that you would need in a serious, fully committed, mature woman. Passionate woman also. Let's go ahead and shift gears to the Portuguese men from Portugal. What makes them so special? He is both cultured and capable. He can discuss history and then fix your roof. This competence is his foundation. Yes, we've seen this many times before. That's very nice. Responsible. He courts by sharing his world. He shows you his village, his family table, his favorite cliff. Winning you means integrating you into his life. Yes, very important. He has a deep, soulful core. This is a lot of communication-based traits. He feels things deeply, which makes his joy genuine and hard-won. You don't get a surface-level man. Exactly. That's what I'm really noting here, is that neither the men or the women here, Portuguese, are surface level. Looks like they have real deep emotions and connections here. You know, speaking about the land and whatnot. His desire is intense and focused. When he is with you, he is fully present. That is extremely important. Sex is a form of deep, almost melancholic connection for him, where he lets his guard down completely. Yes, full maximum vulnerability, the way it should be. Maximum commitment to each other. Not this 1 foot out the door nonsense. His chivalry is instinctive. It's all or nothing, is what I'm saying. It's not an act. He is protective and respectful by nature. Well, there you go, women out there who say chivalry is dead. Apparently not with a great Portuguese man. And that can apply to anybody from any country, but it's proof, right? Chivalry is just being kind on another level. Women do the same. They can be chivalrous. It goes both ways. But it's never going to die. And great partners out there, potential partners, will always exist. If you say that all men are this, all women are that, it's a lie. You're just repeating pure lies. It's not true at all. All right, so his friend group is his tribe. Their approval is essential. Well, no, your friends have to be, no, they have to come in second place there or even further down, because if your friends truly care and love you, then, you know, they care about you. They're going to understand that, hey, you need to put a lot of your time in your relationship, and that's now and forever. So they have their own lives to attend to. It's good to maintain friendship with other friends, but you got to get your priorities straight. You can't be putting your own relationship on the back burner because, oh, I have to meet up with my friends. We've gone over this various times as well. Becoming part of this circle means you are fully accepted. No, this is one that I majorly disagree with here. Your friends, once you get Twitter patted, as they say in the movie Bambi, okay, it's true. Once you fall in love, it's not that your friendships end. It's just that they're no longer as important, you know, because of what's happening now. Okay? You're falling in love with your partner. They should understand that now 90-something% of your time is going to have to be with your partner. You can't be juggling between your friends and family and your partner, okay? They're not one and the same. This is extremely important that so many people, they just get wrong. I highly disagree with it. You know, your new tribe is your partner and yourself. That's your family, what you start with. You don't have to have kids to call yourselves a family. So like I said, friends and family need to respect your new family that you're creating. And love always is the beginning of a family. It doesn't matter if you have kids or not, as I said before. He shows love by fixing things. His way of caring is to solve your problems, big and small, often before you mention them. Okay, yeah, well, we're not mind readers, but we take initiative, right? Just do what needs to be done. Take pride in what you do. Be resourceful. He expresses emotion through music. He might be reserved, but put a guitar in his hands or a song in the air, and his heart pours out. Well, I mean, if he's a musician. Okay, so passion, right? Very poetic. He is deeply locally rooted. His pride is in his soil, his wine, his coast. Loving him means loving his corner of the earth. Yes, like I said, they love the land. They're very patriotic from a natural standpoint. It's very beautiful. He is a long-term builder. He wants a partner to create a lasting life with. a family, a home, a respected name. Yes, well, that goes with number 10 with the women here. You know, her goal is legacy, a family, a home. So they're on the same page. Okay, so very beautiful start here to getting to know the Portuguese men and women. I like it. Nothing to complain about here. Just a couple of disagreements or whatnot. Nothing major. But with that said, let's go ahead and flip to the other side of the coin because it's inevitable. The bad men and women of Portugal. What makes the red flags abundant? Hopefully not when it comes to Portuguese men and women. We have to take a look. It's being realistic. All right, so with that said, special ice cold disclaimer. The following does not apply to all men and women of Portugal. So you've been warned. Let's go ahead and proceed, shall we? Because we're all mature adults, I have to assume. All right, so the bad Portuguese men and women. Let's go ahead and see which red flags to avoid, because inevitably there are red flags, aren't there? Her family with the Portuguese toxic women here. Her family is her first priority. You are second. We've seen this many times before. That's just no. We just don't play with that, okay? Her mother's wishes will override yours every time. You are an addition to her existing dynasty. All right, so like I said, this is a no-go. This is with a toxic family that you're dealing with on her side. It should never happen. Neither should your family, if they're toxic, intervene in your guys' relationship. Cheating risk. The quiet escape. If she feels emotionally neglected, she may seek solace in a discreet, understanding old flame. Well, that's not good, is it? Secrets. It will be framed as finding the tenderness missing at home, not a passionate affair. Well, instead of cheating, why don't you just address the problem, right? I mean, only cowards are going to choose the cheating route. And even if you were to successfully cheat on your partner, and let's say you break up with your partner, well, you're still going to have to address a whole different set of issues that you guys had to work on anyways with your new partner, whether they were in your past or not. You know, well known or not known at all. You know, people who choose to cheat or have open-end ridiculous relationships, which is not a relationship at all, they're only playing a game that's like a hamster wheel. It'll never end. You're just admitting that you don't know how to proceed with a working relationship and to master it and to perfect it. So you're admitting defeat by even thinking about cheating. And it's not about winning a stubborn relationship going nowhere. No, it takes two to tango. But by golly, you have to end the relationship. If you're planning on cheating, why don't you just end it amicably? I mean, that's the most appropriate way and respectful way to end things. And then you can go on with your new partner or a reoccurring partner that you had in the past or yada yada. I mean, understand that cheating is pretty much admitting defeat. It's not supposed to be an option. Unfortunately, people consider it an option as if it's something acceptable, which it's not. It should be common sense, right? She uses guilt as her primary weapon. She won't fight. She'll become a silent martyr. A sigh, a wounded look, performing chores with visible resentment. These are her tools to control you. Okay. Well, we've seen this type of silent treatment before. And using guilt as a primary weapon is pretty despicable, yes. This is the type of toxic manipulation that we would expect in a toxic female, right? Her nurturing becomes control. She will manage your diet, your schedule. All right, so a control freak. Your friends, all under the guise of knowing what's best for you. Your autonomy slowly disappears. Yeah, so nobody wants a control freak. All right, this is abusive behavior, unacceptable. Sex can become a scheduled duty. After marriage and children, intimacy often shifts from passion to a quiet, functional obligation. All right, so this is called mediocrity. It's very sad, but could happen in any relationship. You have to kill it. Kill the mediocrity, because that's going to be the end of the relationship sooner or later. Many times it's later because it takes a time to sulk and to gain momentum, all that mediocrity. It just ruins a relationship. There's no more passion. It's about maintenance, not desire. Well, It's up to both of you to maintain that strong desire for each other. There are no excuses. Okay, end of story. There are no excuses for allowing the passion to dry. And I do mean that quite literally. If you guys aren't wet for each other, there's going to be major problems. It's a red alarm. It's just, I can't believe people actually stay in sexless marriage, as an example. That is just truly pathetic, to say the least. What are you even bothering staying in a relationship for? Oh, for the kids and because we're married. And no. Now you guys are wasting each other's lives if you don't plan on fixing the relationship. She never forgets a slight, even mistake, is archived and can be recalled decades later with perfect clarity to win an argument. Your past is always used against you. Yeah, so every mistake is archived. We've seen this happen before, especially with Latino families, right? But it can happen with anybody. Dredging up the past, it doesn't. It just makes a bad situation worse. And if it's chronic, this is a form of abuse because they don't ever get over it. You can't maintain or grow a relationship if you're constantly living in the past. Get over it. I don't care how bad it was. I mean, if there's a case of extreme abuse, then you guys should have ended things. And maybe that's why it's getting brought up over and over again, because it's a dead relationship. You guys are just beating a dead horse. Well, make sure that's not the case, because if that's not the case, then stop it, right? Arguing is going to be the dagger that's going to kill your relationship. She is a natural pessimist. Your dreams and plans will be met with a detailed list of reasons they will fail. Wow. She confuses caution with love. Yeah, you got to have a cheerleader, not a party pooper here, because that's exactly what you're getting here is pure garbage. She expects mind reading. All right, here we go. If you don't instinctively know her needs, she sees it as a fatal flaw in your love for her. Communication is a test to keep failing. Yeah, to test you to keep failing, no, I mean, a test you keep failing, there is no test. It's not supposed to be a test. That's a ridiculous statement. I mean, mind reading is already, is extremely immature. You don't read each other's minds. It may seem like you do if you guys are doing great together, but it's not like you can literally read each other's minds, and that's just immature behavior, okay? She resists all change. Any risk, adventure, or move is a threat to her carefully built stability. She is an anchor that can drag you to the bottom. Well, all this is being an anchor dragging both of you to the bottom. I mean, and relationships are all about change. So if you said, no, he's not going to change me, nobody can change me, then don't waste the other person's time. Like, just get out of the relationship and live as a lonely loser, because being in love is all about positive change. If you're not ready to change yourself for the better and to cater to his needs, forget about it. It's not true love. Understand? You'll never reach that eternal love the way love is designed to be. If there's no growth, which requires change, you will fail, and you're going to fail your partner. It's that simple, people. Her sensuality has an off switch. If she's unhappy outside the bedroom, she will completely shut down physically. Well, that's understandable. Sex is the first thing she withholds as punishment. Yeah, so weaponizing sex, I mean, that's immature behavior. It's toxic, and that's what we're going over, the red flags here. All right, so let's go ahead and shift gears to the Portuguese toxic men here. He is a talker, not a doer. He dreams out loud about grand plans, but lacks the initiative to start. Tomorrow is always the day. All right, I mean, there's people who try, but then there's people who give up, making false promises that they know they can't keep, okay? There's a big difference there. As long as you're trying, that's fine. Cheating risk. The traditional double life. There is a tolerated idea that a man provides for his family and has a separate, private life for pleasure. A long-term mistress is often seen as managing needs, not breaking trust. We've gone over this many times with Latino countries. It is breaking trust. End of story. No exceptions. His ego is incredibly fragile. Challenge his skill or authority, especially in public, and he will collapse into a sulk or rage. His pride is paper thin. All right, so a bit of mental issues here. That could be fixed. It's just misguided pride, with egotistical issues. But if it's not going to be fixed, it is a huge red flag in the relationship. It's going to be not only cringe, but turn into really nasty arguments. Inevitable. Because it's all about him, not about you two together as one. His loyalty is to his friends, not you. See, that's what I was complaining about in the good traits. You have to earn your blah, blah, blah. Well, it's the same. It's like a double whammy here of bad news. Not you. Their weekly gatherings are non-negotiable. That's like the same wording pretty much. Their gossip shapes his view of you, and their needs come before yours. That's exactly what I was complaining about with the supposed positive trait of Portuguese men. It's not. Your friends should take the complete back seat here, okay? On purpose, not because you asked them to. I mean, your new focus is on your partner. That's the way nature goes. Don't like it? Don't waste a woman's time. Got it? He is emotionally locked down. He may build you a house, but never tell you his fears. You share a life with a kind, capable stranger. Well, nobody wants to be with the stranger, right? I mean, never tell you his fears. All right, so the man of few words is not a real man. I'm going to leave it at that. It's weakness, and it's immaturity. It really is. If you're with the man of few words, that's not a real man. Either he changes, or you choose to remain with the complete loser, a weakling. You have to speak up. It's part of being a mature human being. Got it? He stops courting after marriage. The romantic effort ends at the altar. He expects a managed home and routine sex. There's nothing wrong with routine sex, but, I mean, if it's going to be mannequin sex with no emotion, no passion, a huge red flag. Mistaking your presence for his effort. All right, so this is obviously bad, okay? I mean, there's no love. His mother is the other woman. Her opinion rules your home. Okay, so here we go with the male version with his toxic family to add into the mix of possibilities. She will critique your cooking, your parenting, and have her son's ear. You are in a lifelong competition. All right, so nobody wants that. It's pretty obvious. If your family's a healthy, communicative, useful family where they have some good advice to offer you, some good wisdom to share, well, that's obviously good. Obviously not in this case where they're trying to control and manipulate everything in your life, including your relationship, which should be sacred. I mean, seriously, people, there's a huge difference. When they say family is everything, I disagree. If you have a toxic family, it's no longer a real family, is it? It's just like having a toxic partner who's abusive. Well, it's no longer love anymore, is it? I mean, it's simple mathematics, people. It really is. All right, so moving on. His default is passive negativity. Your excitement will be met with "it'll probably rain" or "that's too difficult." He drains energy rather than creating it. Okay, so energy vampirism here. He believes providing money is his only job. Oh my goodness. This is that toxic form of machismo. My father was like this. He would come home, and he would say, all right, so what are we doing? Like, just the most boring guy you can possibly imagine, my father. I didn't learn anything from this guy. And that's not a crying shame. It's understandable. Because as I grew older, I became more cognizant that, oh my goodness, all my dad ever wanted was for me to be cool and go to school. There's no wisdom there at all. And it's really sad, but so many people are stuck in completely mediocre relationships like this, as the case with my mother and father. It was just basic level companionship, like pretty much owning a dog by your side. That's it. You teach it how to sit still, how to stand up and sit down. That's about it. I mean, no hobbies, no excitement, No care for the entire family. Just, oh, I just pay the bills. I'm the guy who pays the bills. I could totally relate to this one with my family experience right here. I mean, look, he believes providing money is his only job. Pretty much that was what my father was. The mental load, childcare, and emotional labor are solely your responsibility. Wow. He is a paycheck, not a partner. I gotta laugh because I know exactly what that looks like firsthand. I don't need to know firsthand, but it's very terrible. It really is. Unfortunately, so many guys out there, that's what they think they are. Like, oh, she just wants my money. Like, get real. Are you serious? Not everybody's a freaking gold digger. You have to talk about finances. You have to be giving financially. I mean, there's so much, immaturity out there where people go to extremes. This right here is an extreme. When the guy literally believes that he's nothing but a paycheck. That's all he thinks about is money. Wow. I mean, talk about missing the whole point of having a relationship. His passion can become lazy and entitled. The attentive lover can devolve into expecting physical release on his schedule. With minimal effort for your pleasure, intimacy becomes a one-sided transaction. Okay, so these are pretty toxic traits here, obviously. As I said before with the disclaimer, it doesn't apply to all Portuguese men and women, but by golly, you better avoid all of these, which brings us to my final verdict. Okay, it's a pretty chill country from what I can see. Just go for the good ones, right? Very typical. I can't really call it a Latino country, but it does have many similarities to a Latino country. I mean, it's Portuguese. It's Português. Portugal. It's kind of sort of related, but whatever. If you consider it another Latino country, it definitely sounds like it in the same family. But they like to make a distinction that they're not quite sort of on board. But it doesn't matter. Origins or not. Semantics. The point is this. Very family oriented on the good side. Poetic, passionate, but tons of potential red flags or hybrids of good and bad Portuguese people. So just be aware of that. We have seen this before, but this is their version. With, I would say, equal qualities on both sides. Good and bad qualities. So with that said, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. And also be sure to sign up for your free membership on my website listed down below. Best of luck on your quest for love. Much love, everybody.